Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today we are starting off the new year in the new house, doing some unpacking, a little bit of decluttering, and some organizing. If you're new to my channel, welcome here. My name is Becky. I am a wife and mom to 3 little ones, ages 6, 4, and 2, and we are expecting our 4th baby, but 2nd girl at the beginning of April. I am almost 28 weeks pregnant. Here on my main channel, I like to share all things real life, mom life, cleaning, decluttering, and organizing. So if you like those types of videos, I hope you will subscribe to my channel and follow along. Let's do this. Since this is the first official video in the new house, I wanted to show you around just for a minute here. We had literally just moved in a day or two before I was filming this, so there are boxes and bags and big messes everywhere. But I still wanted to show you around so you can see everything as a whole that needs to get done. We definitely won't be doing it all today. We'll actually only be focusing on one room today, and that is the homeschool room. I wanted the school room to be set up for the kids so that when they go back to school, they can have a place to do their work in where they don't feel overwhelmed and it's not crowded with boxes and bags. So that was my first goal, is to get the homeschooling room nice and organized and unpacked. As soon as we moved in and I was focusing on unpacking and organizing in the homeschool room, I very quickly realized that I totally underestimated how long it was going to take me to get the whole house in order. I truly thought it was going to be easy and a walk in the park, and it would maybe take me a month or two to really get everything organized and where I want it to be. Maybe everything wouldn't be perfectly organized at that point, but I did think everything would at least have a home, and that is not the case at all. I am far from having the entire house organized. In fact, at this point, I think it's probably going to take me at least a year to get everything in its place and nicely organized. And even at that point, I don't think everything will be perfect, but at least everything will have a place. Then once everything has a place, we can really start getting into the makeovers and doing more aesthetically pleasing organizing so that everything can have a category and be deeply organized, if you will, like with bins and containers, and just separate things into, like I said, different categories so that everything is not just put in a place, it is actually organized in a space. This is totally off topic, but Noah has been staying busy in his room doing his first Lego over 1,000 pieces, and he was really excited about it. So I just wanted to show you what he has been working on. Hazel, on the other hand, she is so silly. I expected my kids to have a much more difficult time being separated than they did. So Hazel, the very first thing she did when we got to the new house for good, her bed was not put together. She had a mattress on the floor, like we were literally in the process of bringing things in the house, and she went up to her room and sat on the floor, shut her door for an hour, and just enjoyed her space by herself. I was so worried about how they would handle being separated, but I am pleasantly surprised that each of them are very happy to have their own space. Anyway, I know all of these things that I have planned will take a long time, and it's one little step at a time, so it is a long process, but I plan on bringing you along in this whole process while I get my house together, while I unpack, after I unpack, when I do some room makeovers, some organizing, decluttering. There is just so much to be done. I feel like this new home brings so much opportunity to really make it our own, and I'm able to take my time and just enjoy the whole process. And I am so excited to share everything with you along the way. All right, you can see we are in the homeschooling room unpacking. We will be unpacking for just a little while here, then we will be doing some decluttering and organizing. I will be moving things around as I go, putting them in different places, trying things out. I really didn't have a set in stone plan. I was just trying to be flexible and figure out where to put all of these things in these new spaces. Of course, moving with 3 little ones, being pregnant means that there is a lot going on, so this room took me 3 days to totally unpack and organize everything into a place. This is in between daily tasks and daily messes, other organizing, putting things away in other spaces, really just trying to juggle it all at this point, but this space did take me a total of 3 days. I put about an hour or 2 into it each day, and I am happy with the way it turned out, but it is not going to stay this way forever. I do plan on putting some things up on the wall, adding a rug, just really turning it into that homeschool room that I'm envisioning. Again, we will get there one step at a time. Some have asked before how I organize the kids' books, and I don't organize them the way you should in alphabetical order. I actually organize them into different sizes, baby books versus Dr. Seuss books. I have some soft cover versus hardcover. So I have my own system going on here, but it works for me and it makes it easy for the kids to identify where to put the books back. These cabinets were definitely the hardest for me. I kept taking things out and putting other things in, and in the end, right now, I don't love the way things are organized in there. This is definitely one area I will be going back and reorganizing things. I think this is just a new space, and the organizational methods I had in the old house, for example, where I hold all of their craft materials, their markers, pencils, crayons, paint, glue, things like that, it just doesn't work well in this space, so I do have to figure out something else, but for now, I'm just happy to have things put away. As I'm putting everything away, I'm really trying to declutter as I go and organize as I go. So in their little craft containers, like I just said, their markers, pencils, crayons, glue, that area, I tried to go through those bins and get rid of any glue that was dried up, any markers that were open, just really trying to declutter as I go so I don't have to deal with that later, which I'm always decluttering constantly as it is. So I'm sure I will declutter once again when I reorganize this space, but I just wanted to do the best job that I could do while putting things away. As you can see, the kids are already enjoying their homeschooling room. You could definitely tell a difference even right away as soon as we moved in. Having the playroom separated from the homeschooling room, it just had a whole different vibe. The kids know that this room is for crafting and learning, while the playroom is for playing. They also play a lot downstairs, which is totally unexpected because our basement is unfinished, but for some reason they love it down there. So I did put their pickler triangle down there. They have some balance boards. We put some toys down there for them. We do have our old couch down there, a TV set up. So it's not like a dungeon basement, but for some reason they really love that space. They even love it so much that we have considered finishing the basement, which we were going to do anyway, but putting their playroom in the basement instead of the room that it is currently in. Things don't always work out exactly as planned. I knew that going in here that maybe I would have a plan for one space and it just wouldn't work out as I had planned. That may be the case for the playroom and even my office. My office is a little bit echoey in here, so maybe I will move my office into the room that the playroom is in and move the playroom in the basement when the basement is finished. So maybe there will be some adjusting in here, and that is just how things go. Luckily, like I said, I did expect that moving in here. However, I will say I definitely don't want to move my office because I love the view from my office window. Right across the street is a lake, and right now you can see through the trees because it's winter time, and even when the sun is setting, it is just so beautiful. So I'm going to do what I can to make this room work, but like I said, I am flexible, so worst case scenario, I can move my office. I guess the whole point is that things don't always go as planned, and that is okay. This might seem a little bit ridiculous, but it was driving me nuts, so it had to happen. Every time the kids pull the markers out and draw, their hands get covered in marker because there are quite a few markers in this little container that were left open without tops on, and now the rest of the markers in there are also covered in marker. So when the kids draw with them, it gets all over their hands, and then it gets on anything they touch, so they were having to wash their hands after coloring. So I just decided to pull them out and wipe down every single marker in this container, and while I was at it, I was able to declutter a little bit in there. It seems like a pretty small space to declutter, but they had markers in there that they no longer used. Like I said, there were some in there without tops on, and there were also other random things in there too, so it just needed to be done, and I'm happy it's done. That way their hands are clean after coloring. So while I was doing this, I did throw away a lot of their markers, and even though there were still a lot left over, I decided to replace the ones that I took away with a larger pack. I got a 40 pack on Amazon. There were just more color variations, and with the kids getting a little bit older, they obviously want to use more color when they are coloring. So rather than your normal 10 pack of Crayola markers, I think it is a 10 pack, I decided instead to get a 40 pack with many more colors for them to choose from. Everything is put away now. I'm going to wipe down the counter space, wipe down the kids' table, and steam mop the floor. I just got this Bissell heavy duty power steamer and I wanted to show you it and show you a little bit about it. I used to have a floor steamer and a separate little handheld tool, the Bissell Steam Shot. I personally was not a very big fan of the Steam Shot for a few different reasons, and I decided I wanted to try something new. So I got this heavy duty power steamer on Amazon. I just showed you all of the attachments it comes with. Not only does it work amazing, but I love that it's like an all-in-one machine. It's the floor steamer as well as the handheld steamer with all of the different attachments. I thought it did a great job and it was so easy to use. I'll show you what the mop pad looks like when I'm done steam cleaning this area. That is all for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you give this video a thumbs up. There is so much more to do, and if you want to follow along, make sure you are subscribed to my channel. I would love to have you here. Thank you so much for being here and watching. I hope you have an amazing week, and I will see you in the next one.